Good day to you, gentle person from the internet, and thank you for joining me as we have a look at smashing bottles. This is a really satisfying game, as the idea of smashing bottles might be to you. There's a lovely thing that you can do in certain places around the world where you can go and just pay to go into this room with protective clothing and like various baseball bats and crowbars and things, and just smash stuff. And people like it a lot because it's nice just to let out one's frustration and stress and things like that by just smacking some things and destroying them. It's a rather sad but also a rather fun little side bit of human psychology, human behavior, and the way we think about things. It's nice to just break something sometimes. It probably dates back to when we needed to break open shells to get at the food inside or things like that. I think that evolution probably guided us a little towards the satisfaction of actually breaking something, because that was how we got through to something edible, and that is how we survived. So yeah, that's probably what it dials back to. But in the modern era, we just like the satisfaction of shattering things, and satisfying as it is. And so in this game, borrowing from this particular mechanism, we do in fact hit things and break them and try and enjoy that satisfaction. And it's really all it boils down to. It's an incremental game. It's not an idle incremental. There's no real idle element until sort of near the end. But yeah, it is incremental. There is an upgrade tree. It's one of those kind of short burst incrementals. I think that's the best way to call them. I don't know if they have a better name than that, but we have a little bit of limited time on the clock, and you go in and you do as much as you can in that limited time. Then you buy some upgrades that allow you to do it better. And I really like those kind of games. I find them very satisfying, very comfortable to play, and I do recommend playing this one. The link is in the description. Come and give it a go. But before we jump in, it's made by Matters Clark and Quinn Dymelski. Melski? I don't know how to pronounce his names very well. I hope I'm not mangling too much, but good job, guys. You made a good game. We can have a look at the settings. It's got the quality of life controls I like to see. There's a speedrun timer if you're into that kind of thing, and there's a wipe save button if you want to completely reset your progress, I guess. So let us jump in. Yeah, let's just hit start and see how the game plays for us. Smash bottles to earn money and buy upgrades. Earn $1 million to pay off your debt. I do wish someone would pay me to smash bottles. That would be fun. So yeah, you click on the bottles and you smack them, and you try and click on if they are close enough together to at once. And as you can see, the bottles have to be hit 3 times to break, but some bottles are kind of pre-smashed, like that one over there. And then every time you break a bottle, you earn some money. And then the counter was up on the top center of the screen. When that runs down, your round is ended. It tells you how much you've earned, and you can either just play another round straight away or go to the shop in the usual format of these kinds of games. And as per usual, it's one of those annoying ones where the upgrades are hidden and you can't see, where you're going or what's going on. I don't know why. I suppose there's a certain satisfaction in unlocking things and seeing them appear around you. I don't know. I mean, if you feel like commenting, let me know in the comments if you like this kind of thing where you can't see the upgrades and you kind of unlock them. Or do you prefer the kind of game where you just are given the entire tree or stacks of upgrades or something, and you can see exactly what you want to upgrade to and put the points into it? I don't know. It seems to be a factor of these games, but I don't know which way feels better. And we can still get to the settings menu from here, so I like to see that as well. Alright, our first upgrades just makes the bottles give us more money. So let's buy that. And what we've unlocked is a very expensive one where we start being given crates. We'll probably get there. We'll see how that works. Or we can make our cursor a bit bigger. As you saw, you can hit multiple bottles at once if they're within the cursor range. So that's quite a valuable one as well. But we are out of money. We only have $3 because we spent $1 on our initial upgrade. Yeah, let's jump back in and play some more. Let's hit some more bottles. Can we hit both of those together? Yes, we can. We can hit both of those together. Oh, I can hit that lad. that lad. Oh, we couldn't hit that lad. We ran out of time. Alright, let's go back to the shop, see what we can purchase. We can purchase a bigger cursor, that's quite useful. And we've unlocked more things. We can either get increased bottles, which is the only thing we can afford, so let's buy that. Yeah, the sort of the you have purchased this is a rather good grayed out, and you can't, you know, you can't afford this, is that dark blue. But I'm not fond of that kind of lighter blue where you can afford this and this is available for you. I think it should be like green or pink or something more significantly different than just kind of a lighter shade of blue. Yeah, that would be my recommendation there. My critique there is change the you can buy this color to make it a little bit more obvious. Anyway, the things we're going to be trying to buy is a bigger cursor size, more money per bottle, and clicking rather faster because the click rate is quite slow. As you can see, I'm clicking as fast as I can, and that is the hit rate. Let's hit some bottles that are pre-broken. Just get them out the way. Can we break this in time? No, we can't. Yeah. For example, you see that's the you can't afford it, but this is you can afford it. And that color's not very different. Make this green. I like green. Green for the things you can buy should be a fairly obvious standard. This just looks partially grayed out to me. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it works fine, but still, I'm not that fond of that particular color. Let's jump in, smash some more stuff. There, we're clicking quite a bit faster now. It is quite a good upgrade. We got some good ones there. Nice. Alright, let's see if we can buy some things. We can add more starting bottles. That's quite a good one because more of the bottles overlap, so you can hit sort of multiple bottles together more. I think so. There's a good pair up here. Something that this game did surprise me a little bit with was the ability to increase, because it takes 3 hits to break a bottle from uncracked, right? And I was expecting the ability to buy more damage per hit quite early, but it was actually quite far down the queue. I don't think we've unlocked it yet. We haven't even seen it yet. Let's just make our cursor bigger. I guess that's going to be the next one that opens up some of the progression. Yeah, so it's like it surprised me that we got pretty far before we got to the point where we could make it that it was only 2 hits to actually break a bottle, and I really did not. It's an interesting deviance from the way these games normally go. Like it's doing more damage per click or hit or whatever is normally a very early upgrade, and yeah, it just intrigued me that this one was further on. We do get to speed up the click speed fairly quickly. Although I found this upgrade tree quite linear. You didn't really have choices to go into different directions because of the way the costing and thing was. So you can't like focus on click speed or focus on a bigger cursor or anything like that. It is, you know, these are the ones that you have available, and there's only ever sort of 2 or 3 that you can afford, and also it has this kind of unlock path thing. So yeah, this was a slightly too linear upgrade tree. I would have preferred it if it was a bit more flexible, as it were, just because I'm used to that in other games. We had a good bit there. I think that was a good bit of income. Yay, more than $100. Right, alright, so we can unlock you. We can click faster. And we get a little bit more time in the round time. I think this is like almost the only round time upgrade. Also another rare one. So normally they like give you ways to extend the round time quite a bit, but this game didn't really go down that route. We can click and drag the upgrade tree a bit. What have we unlocked? We've unlocked champagne bottles, but that's $5,000, so that's expensive. Another cursor size increase and more starting bottles increase. So we need $100 to get those two. And we're clicking quite fast now, so that shouldn't be too hard to get to. Nice. Alright. Yeah, we got $100, so we can buy those two. Cha-ching and cha-ching. That took all our money. This is $7,500. This seems very far away, these 5,000, 7,000s, but the progression suddenly accelerates us in that direction. But that's what I mean by it's linear. You know, you cannot go down those routes. You have to get these to get to the point where you can go down those routes, or expend a huge amount of time and effort. But that's 100 and that's 500. So these are the big lads. You know, it's starting to become significant jumps. We'll be able to get that just one more round. I think that was pretty good. Alright, that was a pretty good run. That was quite comfortable. I don't know if the sound is coming through properly. Let's try to turn up the sound effects volume and see if we can go with that. Okay, that sounds a bit better. Let's make the bottles give us a bit more money, and then we need to save $500. So let's get to it. Alright, time was up there. I don't feel I did particularly well. Oh, we got our $500. I thought we'd have to do another run. Alright, so now we have a gold bottle chance, and I thought this meant a chance to give us gold bottles amongst the other bottles, but it seems to be a chance to have a map that spawns a whole bunch of gold bottles, which again was an interesting divergence from the usual way these kind of things work. Mostly it's like when you have like a special one that normally tucks the special on amongst the others, and every round you play you have to find those first. But this one was like, you know, you have rounds where there's just no gold bottles, and then you have rounds where like half the bottles are gold bottles. So yeah, interesting variance there. Let's see if we get a gold bottle round. We do. Okay, now that I've said that, it's not giving us many of them. That was my initial experience, was like, he has some gold bottles, you know, you just don't get any. Oh, and I didn't even get to break that one. They're quite hard to break. But let's just play another round. See, no gold bottles at all. And then there'll be another round where we just have like a whole bunch of them. I'll just keep smashing things. I like these games because they really are like an exercise in patience. Like how much effort can you tolerate? Let's play another round and let's see. Okay, so here we've got some gold bottles, but they're quite hard to break, so I'm not too fussed about the gold bottles at this point. They become more worthwhile later. I didn't even get to break that one. Annoying. Alright, well, we've got more than $1,000, so we can go to the shop. Let's get more money per whack, which is $1,000 there. And then we can't quite afford the upgrades there, but let's go and hit them a bit. I'm not sure if the gold bottles are actually worthwhile going for. Does that gives us like $200 or something like that? So was it better to go for like that gold bottle versus smash all of those? I don't know. Interesting question. Well, at least we can get some upgrades, more starting battles, and a faster click speed. The click speed is actually quite frustrating, so that's quite valuable. So now we're looking for 2,000 and 1,250 to get to those ones. We're still far away from our 5,000, our 7,500. So yeah, quite a linear progression. There we go, much faster now. Alright. What did that give us? Right, 2,000. So we can... more starting bottles. And then multiply for the gold. I mean, that's That's just the next thing we're gonna get. I'd almost rather not bother getting that and go for those ones because the gold bottles take so long to break. But yeah, we gotta get it anyway. So let's just play around. Just click furiously. I wonder if that the weird levels that I had where there were just no gold bottles and things like that was that just a factor of the randomizer maybe? Okay, or do you actually get rounds where there's just none? Oh, and the Molotovs. The Molotovs are where the game really changes, but look how expensive it is, 100,000. Which makes sense because the Molotovs are actually quite ridiculous. I don't know. I would have included the Molotovs earlier, just had a much smaller chance of them appearing. And then, you know, had a chance increaser to get to the point where you know, we do get to for the end game. Because those are actually quite fun. Let's try and get to the Molotovs, see if we can climb our way there fairly quickly. Okay, the gold bottle is actually quite worthwhile because they're like $700 now. So the multiplier has actually made them worth pursuing, I think. Alright. We got 4,000 there. Let's try and play around where we ignore the gold bottles and just see how that goes money-wise. Yeah, 1,000 versus 3,000. Alright, so the gold bottles, their current multiplier, are actually worth going for. Although pre-multiplier, I think it might have been worthwhile ignoring them. Well, anyway, we can get our champagne bottles for 5,000. We can zoom out a bit. And that's unlocked a bunch of stuff, all for 5,000 each. Now, the champagne bottles are interesting because if you break it, the cork pops out. The cork pops out and hits other bottles, so it's like an effort multiplier. Oh, we only had 3 this round. Oh damn it, I didn't spot those ones early enough. Still, let's just play another round, and there's not many gold bottles here. Was that a good round? I don't know. It didn't feel particularly good. Yeah, it wasn't bad. 2-5. Let's buy some things. Alright, let's boost more value per bottle. Oh, and there's an increase in the amount of gold bottles we get. I don't know, was that good? Oh, wow. Okay, that was really good. Alright, so what we can do is we can boost the number of starting bottles because I think the concentration is valuable. Okay, we can't get anything else. 1 upgrade per round, really. I mean, that's a pretty good balance, except that the upgrades aren't as satisfying as they could be. No, couldn't get there in time. Alright, well, let's get more gold bottles. Oh, and there's our first click damage ones, 15,000, which we do want. 25, 100,000, 7,000. So yeah, we should be getting that kind of quite soon. It's just now actually we should be aiming for that thing. But let's see what we can get away with. I think the champagne is the best one to go for because they have a chance of breaking even gold bottles, like 1 hit. So yeah. let's just hit play again. We can see if we can get that damage increase. Come on, hit all of those. Nice. Oh, that was a nice chain and hit those gold ones. That was good. That was a good run. Alright, so we can buy this lad. Chance to spawn a bottle. We can buy this lad more champagne bottles. And just more starting bottles. And what we've unlocked here is our kind of main in-game goals, is to pay $1 million in there. But once you do that, it does unlock more things. And I think that's enough gameplay that I've shown. I'm a little sad that we haven't unlocked the Molotov, but that is pretty in-game, and I think you guys need to come and see that. There's some animated screenshots on the itch.io page that kind of shows you what that looks like with the explosion. So that's quite fun. I mean, that becomes very, very satisfying. So yes, that is it. That is all the gameplay I'm showing. If you're just here for the gameplay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like or dislike if you liked or disliked the video, and then leave me a comment telling me why you liked or disliked the video, so I become better at videos and I give you guys more entertainment. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more indie games reviewed pretty much every day. I'm maintaining that as much as I can for as long as I can. So yes, a pretty solid stream of little bits of light entertainment, normally one click away. You know, I do sometimes do other games as well, stuff that you have to get through Steam or download or whatever, especially if a developer or a studio or something contacts me and says, hey, have a look at our game, here's a CD key or something like that. Call it a CD key, or just a key, an access key, a download key, I don't know, what would you call it, early access key? Anyway, if they give me one of those, I'll show one of those games off, just so we know what's going on in the industry. And I'm trying to do some other videos as well, and second looks at games I've already covered, see how they've developed and things. So there's still plenty in the offing. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, stick around, see what happens. So yeah, if you're just here for the gameplay, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Critique, well, we've already wrapped some critique in while we were playing the game, so I haven't got too much to add to that. UI is fine, it's perfectly legible and readable. Settings, all that kind of stuff are fine. The sounds, I think the sounds could do with a bit more work. They could be a bit more chunky and a bit more satisfying, because one of the viscerally pleasing things about smashing bottles is the bass impacts of the wonk wonk and the smashing and things like that. So yeah, the devs, I would go get some bottles and a baseball bat and some dry earth somewhere and just get to smashing them up. Just don't leave a mess in somewhere where you're not supposed to leaving a mess. But I mean, you know, go do that. Go get those sounds. Go record them and see if you can try and wrap that into the game somehow, because this isn't as satisfying as it could be. It could be better, and I think more people would want to play it if it was a bit more, if you got a bit more of that immersion in smashing a bottle, because that's you know, that's what people are going to be looking for here. So I would work on the sounds a bit. Art's fine. It looks good enough, I think. I don't know. Maybe it could work a bit more. Maybe a bit more of an interesting background, although that would make it hard to see what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. It looks okay. I mean, it is like a little quote-unquote cartoony-ish, but it's fine. It's fine. I definitely have no arguments with the way it looks, really. Gameplay is fine. Gameplay is pretty solid. You know, smash some bottles, then pay to get a bit better at smashing some bottles. People give you money for smashing bottles, and that's great. That's very good, solid gameplay loop. I do think the upgrade tree could be a bit more variable, a bit more interesting. I mean, it works fine as it is. I wouldn't want to poke at it until it's you know, because it's a solid part of the game. I wouldn't want to mess around too much with it and change it too much. But if it is something that you want to have a look at, it could be deal with more variance and more ability to go down certain paths and unlock certain things and just see what works better and that kind of stuff, rather than just following this linear line through the upgrade path. But yeah, I don't think it's a major factor. I think the gameplay as it is great, is pretty solid. Just needs a bit more of that kind of satisfaction factor dialed up a bit. that dopamine releaser. Yeah. Immersion, I mean, again, it's not really important for a game like this, but it would be nice to have a little bit of storyline on the side, you know, where Joe blogs and someone has given us a job at a recycling plant where you have to smash the bottles before they go into the recycler system, and we get money for that or something along those lines. I don't know, just something to make us empathize with the goal and the character a little bit more, just to pull us a little bit more into the game. I don't think people realize how valuable that is, almost subconsciously, into making someone care about the game more and have a better time because they care about the game more and want to play it more. But yeah, not a priority. I think just the satisfying sounds are probably the biggest priority here, and followed by a slightly more interesting upgrade tree. Those would be my critiques for whatever value you choose to assign to them. I'm just a guy on the internet, so listen to me or not, at your own desire, at your own peril. And thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.